This box art is lovely. I love this really crisp, cool color palette that they've went with, especially the white trim on the box with the stark white of the mobile suit, and then these cool colors. Even the reddish, like the pink parts, are tinged with blue to get that tone, and it just ties it all together. It's very lovely, conveys a lot of motion, a lot of energy. Box is pretty small overall, but that's okay. This is the entry form of the kit. It's a high grade, but it's like the first iteration of the mobile suit, so they're always pretty small. Not quite as small as like the Barbatos like initial box. I'm really excited to see what this looks like when we open it up. The molding looks so nice on these parts. And then we've got the little prologue bit here. Blue beam saber bits, that's pretty cool. And oh wow, that's lovely. These pinks are lovely. That is exquisite. Wow. Guys, there's no polycaps in this bag. The future's now, old man. Let's build it. The Gundam Lfrith continues a trend that is popular in the Advance of Zeta line, which is naming mobile suits after characters and lore bits from the novel Watership Down by Richard Adams, which was originally released in the year 1972. I understand why this trend continues with the Gundam Witch from Mercury, because Watership Down is a really wonderful book that explores humanity and its societal and social problems, much like Gundam does, albeit one through the lens of rabbits and the other through the lens of giant robots. Me personally, it's a book that I go back to time and time again because it's so resounding, and if you haven't given it a read, I really suggest you do. And if that appeal doesn't work, well, the rabbits wage war. But enough about the book. The Gundam Lfrith makes its debut in the Witch from Mercury prologue and was developed by the Ox Earth Corporation. The Lfrith is part of a project that gave mobile suits function, expanding technologies called guns, and the mobile suits that utilize these things would later be known as Gund arms, which later evolved into being called Gundam. The aforementioned namesake technology mentioned make a bulk of the armaments and equipment for the Lfrith, these being the gun bits. In the default form of a shield, they are capable of splintering off into what are known as bit staves that act as funnels with beam cannons, or attached to the back of the Lfrith through a backpack adapter to increase the mobility of the mobile suit, similar to Dragoon Pack is the vibe I'm getting so far. Also included are standard beam sabers, which are noted to be a lovely shade of deep blue in this release, which is a nice stray from the norm of yellow and red that we are so accustomed to with beam weapons. The Lfrith is also equipped with a beam rifle called the Receiver Gun, which has rapid fire capabilities, or it can release a sustained beam that can be used as a cutting tool. The gun bits can also attach to the rifle to increase the weapons output. Interesting to note that all of these weapons on the Lfrith are beam-based, and there are no kinetic weapons on the loadout. Even the head Vulcans are beams, which is really interesting. The detail of shimmering, almost from that computer chip-like program on the chest, is known as the shell unit, and that activates when the gun format functions of the machine are in use. Now, the high-grade Gundam Lfrith builds very similar to the Kyokai Senki and 30-minute missions kits in terms of accessibility, layout, and ease of accessibility. And I mean these things in the best possible way. There are a lot of universal builds for those arms and legs, so if you're like me and you cut out a lot of pieces at once, don't worry about getting things mixed up. There are no polycaps, which make the build very sturdy, as they just use connective pegs. Another detail that I'm loving is this more open torso design. This, coupled with no polycaps, is giving us access to a range of posability that is hopefully going to become the new standard for high grades. Lastly, as per usual, just articulations and other notes. There is a second chest piece on this kit, and it's the one that everyone's going crazy for on Twitter. I can't pick it up because I have little nails.
This piece was molded just so beautifully. I'm very excited to see the future of Gunpla molding. If this is the kind of stuff we're going to get in high grades moving forward, just imagine what the real grades, the master grades are going to get. The way they packed the stickers was also cool, with the metallic side being the back of the sticker and the sticky part being underneath. So same with the case of this one. The printed side is actually the adhesive sticky side with the print on it, and you put that under a translucent lens. The Lfrith moves very well. Again, 0 polycaps. The waist has lots of movement. There is no skirting on the sides to inhibit leg movement, and as a result, you get like crazy wild poses. I know that everyone was going nuts, myself included, for the real grade God Gundam and its posability, but this Lfrith is also just a spectacle to behold. The shoulders move so well. I love that we're moving into less rigid designs on the torso to get those things. I also love the blue effect parts. I think that, as I said earlier in the beginning, that having this like very like well like executed color scheme just makes it all blend so well together. And then all of these little funnel bits do come out and they go back to form that shield, but they also act separately of each other and can become multiple funnels. So we'll go ahead and we'll just get all these components out. There should be one. We already took the one off the back, off that little rabbit tail. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and these can come apart and beam spam. There's not a great way to set that up right now. My personal recommendation would be to use something similar to the claw part that you can get on like the PC, or not PC, the Action Base 4.5s. You can hold bits in there not too well. Just something to that effect. I would hope that eventually they would get something like for the Cubily, how there is now a effect part stand that we can just have all of those nice little bits, have little Miss Rabbit here just up, and then have all her bits displayed around her. Would be really cool. If you guys haven't liked and subscribed yet, I'd appreciate it if you did so. For those of you who've been watching for a while, how's it going? What are you guys working on right now? I'd love to know. And if you guys want to get new kits, old kits, anything in between, it doesn't even have to be Gunpla. You can get some Warhammer, you get some paint, some tools, some Zoids. Head on over to my good friends at leapingpandahobbies.com, leapingpandahobbies.com, where you can get yourself 10% off your entire order no matter what you're buying with my promo code EGGHEAD. That's right. I'm bald, I'm reviewing a rabbit, and I'm giving away 10% off your entire order if you shop at leapingpandahobbies.com. They always take care of me. I know they'll take care of you guys. Go on and get yourself some handsome little ladies and gentlemen today. Maybe some nice AOZ kits will spark your interest, since we also have that Watership Down theme going. The future of Gunpla is looking bright between the advancements in the real grades, these amazing high grades. I'm really looking forward to the other high grade. I don't know how to pronounce its name. Bugaboo. I'm gonna call him Bugaboo. He looks like a frog. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're gonna review this other G-Witch kit on Thursday, so I hope you stay with us, and I'll see you then.